Hi guys, this is Mr. Chauke. I'm a professional teacher and tutor for accounting. In this morning's lesson, I'm going to be doing the general journal with you, and this one is similar to what is mostly assessed in the projects from the years as I have compared them. Now, most learners struggle when it comes to the general journal, but it's actually one of the easiest parts of accounting that you can easily do. If you have a better understanding of the accounting equation, I can assure you that you are not going to struggle with the general journal. So let's get into the transactions and do what we are supposed to do. So here, if you look at this, you are given some transactions, and you need to also tell us whether these transactions will affect the debtors control or the creditors control. Some transactions will not affect any the debtors control and creditors control, so we just have to indicate account debited and account credited only. Okay, so that's what we also need to check. So the first transaction says that the owner C Dabula took goods for personal use. The cost price of the goods was 570. Now remember, whenever somebody takes goods, our trading stock decreases as an asset, and we know that our assets are decreasing on the credit side, right? And what we also know is that the debit drawings has got a debit balance, so which means that the account that we are going to debit is drawings, and the account that we are going to credit is trading stock. And this transaction then does not affect the debtors control and creditors control, so you will not go on the side for debtors control and creditors control. So in our answer book, we'll say for this transaction, here they want us to show the total amount, okay, the totals that we are going to either debit or credit. But remember, what you're supposed to do here, the totals, this total section affect to here, and under details we need to show which account are we debiting, which account are we crediting. So here, remember I said we are debiting drawings, and then the account credited is going to be our trading stock, because trading stock as an asset, it is decreasing. Okay, so we'll credit trading stock, and then from there we just have to show the effects. On the debit side, I'm going to enter the one that belongs to the drawings account. On the credit side, the one that belongs to the trading stock, and then from there we'll be done with the effects of this transaction. Remember, it will not affect debtors control. I think it's 570, so we'll enter that 570 here. And remember, drawings are recorded at the cost price, so we'd have that 570 here, and then also 570 here, and then you are done with that transaction. Okay, so this is how easy this is. And then on the second transaction, then let's hear what they're saying. Here they're saying that a building was repaired for 8,500. The amount was however incorrectly, and you can see here they're saying that it was incorrectly, so meaning that we'd have to fix this when we do the entry. They said that it was incorrectly posted to the land and buildings account, so they were fixing, but they recorded as if they recorded as if they were extending the buildings, and it's not supposed to be like that. So what do we need to do? We know that repairs is supposed to be an expense, so we are going to debit the repairs and then credit land and buildings because they debited it. Okay, so would say here that our thing will be, the movement of the transaction will be that we debit repairs, so we debit repairs, and then we would credit land and buildings. Okay, so let's check the amount. The amount according to this is 8,500. So we know that this transaction has got no effect on the debtors control and creditors control, so we will not record it on the debtors control and creditors control. Okay, so we can go to the third transaction. Now, the third transaction says that a debtor PPLA who owes 1,500 was declared insolvent. His estate paid 40 cents in the rent. This has been recorded in the books of the business. So in other words, that amount that he paid was recorded, and they're saying that the remainder must be written off as irrecoverable. So meaning that we are writing off a bad debt. And remember, when we write off someone, bad debt as an expense increases, okay, and our debtors control increase. So that's what we need to think about. So account debited will be bad debt. So we'll say we debit bad debt because this is an expense, okay, and then we credit debtors control. So remember, once you write off someone, it means that they are no longer owing you. So let's get the amount. The amount according to here, they said his estate paid only 40 cents of every rent that he was owing us. So remember, a cent is out of 100. So the balance that remains it's 60. So if we say 0.60 multiplied by 1,500, it gives us 900. So meaning that with the balance that he owes us now is 900. So we must write off that 900. Okay, so you would record it like this here. Remember, we said we are going to debit bad debts. We debit bad debts. So on the debit side, we will put that amount 900 that represents the bad debts here. Okay, so we'll put 900, and then on the credit side, we will put 900 also. But remember here, what you can also do is to show by the sign that this is the sign where your debtors control increases, and this is where it decreases, so that it becomes easy for you to remember whether is it the transaction, the effects of the transaction are supposed to be on the debit side or on the credit side. Okay, so this is what you can do to make your work easy. So remember, we are writing off a debt. It means that our debtors are decreasing, so we'll write him off on the credit side. Remember, debtors control decreases on the credit side, so that 900 will be on the credit side of debtors control. Remember, we said here that we are going to you must write that you are going to debit. I said it, but I did not write it, so I'm writing it. So you are debiting bad debts, and then you are crediting debtors control, and that's it. You will be done recording this transaction. Okay, and this will have more marks than other questions. So let's go to number 4. So according to number 4 here, they're saying that we charged L. Davids a debtor and interest on overdue account at 5% per annum. His balance of 1,800 was overdue for 4 months. So we are charging this person interest on overdue account for 4 months, and we know that interest on overdue account will increase his debt, so which means that debtors control is also affected. But remember, when we charge that person interest on overdue account, as a business we are earning income, so which means that we will have to debit debtors control and credit interest on overdue account. Okay, so let's do it like that. So his balance is 1,800. So let's see, 1,800 multiply by 5 divided by 100, and then also multiply by 4 divided by 12. It will give us what is that interest. So that interest is 30 rand. So we are charging this person interest on overdue account of 30 rand. So how are we going to do this? We are going to say, for number 4, we are going to debit we are going to debit debtors control. Okay, debit debtors control, and then we are going to credit the account that we are going to credit here is we are going to credit interest on overdue account. So it's very important that you write this properly in a way that you are going to do the adjustments. Okay, so we are saying that his interest on overdue account will increase by that 30 rand. So on the debit side here we'd have 30, and then on the credit side here we'd have 30. Now remember, we said that we are going to debit debtors control. So debtors control must be debited then, because the debt of this person will increase. But remember, interest on overdue accounts is an income, and we don't have any other column for that income. So that's how we're going to record it. Okay. I hope that this makes sense to you. So now let's check what the next transaction is saying to us. And most of the time on the general journal, they are not going to give you a lot of transactions, but and you can also do this when they've given you transactions that are supposed to be recorded in the journals. So you just need to remember which accounts are you crediting, which accounts are you debiting, do they affect debtors control and creditors control. That's all. So here next, they're saying that goods returned by M Mabaso, a debtor as per credit note for 510 were incorrectly posted to the account of S Masebe, a debtor. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to check which account are we supposed to correct. Here, a debtor M Mabaso had returned goods, okay, and then they're saying that this was posted to the account of S Masebe, who is a debtor. So meaning that we reduced someone's balance by mistake. The account of M Masebe was credited by mistake. Okay, so what must we do then? We do the reversal. I normally tell my learners that when you are given something like this, you firstly do the reversal, you correct the error, and then from there you do the right thing. So remember, they credited M Masebe's account by mistake. So when we fix, we must firstly debit it. So we'd say debit M Masebe, who is it? Who is a debtor? We need to write that this person is a debtor, okay? And then we are going to credit the other person. Credit the other person is M Mabaso. So we're going to credit M Mabaso here, because his account was supposed to be reduced, but it was not. Okay. And then the amount there, sorry, this is supposed to be recorded here. So we would credit, I think I made a mistake. Let me go back to where this is supposed to be recorded. So remember, when it's like this, I said we debit let's check where did we make the error. They said the mistake, it was posted incorrectly to the account of S Masebe, so we must fix S Masebe's account. So we debit M Masebe's account, because we are reinstating his or her debt. So remember, this person is a debtor, right? And then we are crediting the account of who is that person? The account of M Mabas. We are doing the reversal, remember. So we are crediting the account of M Mabas, who is also a debtor. So we would write that this person is a debtor in bracket, so that we know that this will also affect the debtors control. So remember, debtors control is an asset. If I say that I'm going to debit, it means that I'm going to plus there. So it's 510, and then I also go to the debtors control for this transaction, and then I'll add 510 here. Okay. And then remember, we said we are going to credit Mabaso. So on the journal, you show us which account are we debiting. Under details, which account are we debiting, which account are we crediting. Okay, so it's also be it will also be 510 here. But remember, Mabaso's account must be let me check. So where was the mistake? Yeah, Mabaso's account must be debited, so that 510 will come here. Okay, but how does this affect the task control? Remember, this information was also posted to the task control, so we must also go and do the correction because this affects the task control. We must also go and minus that 510 that was added as a posting from his account to the control account. Okay, so you record it 4 times like this. I'm not sure if you guys understand, but if you don't understand, you will get in touch with me. Okay, and then from there the last transaction says that, and the last one that comes, it's actually a common question. They like it very much, so you need to make sure that you know how to deal with such accounts. So for the last one is a transfer. They're saying that an amount of 550 received from H Hadebe, a data in settlement of account, was incorrectly posted to the account of T Radebe, a creditor, on the credit side. So now, what must we do? We need to check which accounts are we which account are we debiting, which account are we crediting. Remember, these transactions here, what's happening is that an amount of 550 received from B Hadebe, a data in settlement of account, was incorrectly posted to the account of Tira Debe, a credit, right? So firstly, what we must do, we must check, we must reinstate we must check where was the error made. Okay, so here remember they're saying that it was this payment was incorrectly posted to the account of Tira Debe, a creditor, on the debit side, and we were receiving the money from H Hadebe. Okay, so Hadebe was paying us. So one must we do? One must be debited, one must be credited. So remember, because here they're saying that an amount of 550 received from Radebe, from B Hadebe in settlement of account, was incorrectly posted to the account of T Radebe, who is a creditor on the credit side, right? So what must we do? Who was paying? We need to check who was paying. Now remember here what is happening is that T Radeve's account, the thing is that we posted by mistake on the credit side, so we must correct that mistake first. We start with that. We posted on the credit side, and then when we reverse, it means we were supposed to post it on the debit side. Okay, so remember this was recorded actually as if this person was buying. So what must we do? We must reverse it and then go and record it on the debit side so that it can cancel that entry. So we will debit T Radeve's account. So remember, we are going to say debit debit T Radebe. Remember, this person is a credit, and then which means we are going to then debit. So let's check here. Remember, here they're saying that we were receiving so the person who was paying us, B Hadeb, is the one who was paying us. So his debt must decrease when we correct this. His debt must decrease because he's paying. So, and we know that debt has increased on the credit side. So we are going to debit the account of B Hadeb because he's paying. Okay, so we create the account of B Hadeb. Remember, this person is a debt. Okay, so because we said we are going to credit, sorry, that's supposed to be credit, to credit the account of B Hadebe, a debt. It means that in terms of the amounts that we have here, the amount is 550. So that 550, when we come here, we will need to remember the reversal. It was recorded on the credit side, so we record on the debit side. Hence, we are debiting the creditor's account. So we have 550 here, and then also go to the creditor's account here and write 550 on the debit side because we are reversing that particular entry. So let's check, maybe I'm making a mistake here. So actually I've recorded on the wrong side. So let's go to the creditors account here. Remember, you need to make sure that you can see it clearly. So it's going to be on the second column, that 550 here on the debit side, because we said creditors control will be debited, as you can see here. Okay, and then next, this is what we also need to check. We said we are going to debit the task control, credit the task control, because that particular person is paying. So because the task increase on the credit side, that decrease will be recorded here on the credit side here, as you can see, right? And then from there you check the minus on the debtors control is on column number 3. So we'll also have 550 here. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to do this, and you are also required to close these things off, meaning that to get the totals of these, you are also required to get the totals of these, except only on the, you only get the total on the debtors control and creditors control, not the account debited, account credited side. It depends also on what the examiner wanted to see. Okay, so we are going to get those totals. Then remember here, we're going to have 600 plus 30 rand. Let's start with the debtors control. So on the debit side is 600 plus 30 rand, 600 plus 30 plus 510. Okay, and then the total will be written here. According to this, the answer is 1140. So that 1140, I'll write it here. And then on the credit side of the task control, we have 318 plus 900 and then plus 510 and then plus 550, which is giving us 2275. So we have that 2200 and I think it's 78, that 2278 here. 2278 here, and then from there we can get the total of the debit side of creditors control, and according to this it's 750 plus 550. The answer is 1.3. so we'd write 1300 here. And then next here there's nothing, so we'd have still that 470, and that's how you complete a debtors journal bargain. That's how you complete a creditors, a general journal. So remember, you firstly start by showing which accounts are debited, which account is going to be credited, and then you show by amounts that, for example, we said drawings will be debited by 750. Okay, and you show that our trading stock will be credited by 570, and if it has no effect on the creditors or the task control, you don't show anything. Okay, so this is how easily you do the general journal. I hope this lesson was very helpful. I'm not feeling that very well, so hopefully this won't affect this lesson. If you want me to become your personal tutor, I'm more than happy to help you to make your dreams of academic excellence a reality. So please don't forget to get in touch with us by using the details that are available on the description of this video. With that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share this lesson with your friends and loved ones. And